Canada is now trying to mend its ties with India. India-Canada ties was strained during the tenure of ex-Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. But now Trudeau is gone, and one of the leaders of his Liberal Party, Mark Carney, is now the PM of Canada. Carney has signaled that he is going to handle ties with India more maturely. Recently, Canadian Foreign Minister Anita Anand held talks over the phone with India's Foreign Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar. After Carney's victory, this was the first high-level official talk between India and Canada. Both sides hailed the talks as positive and constructive. This is signaling a thaw in India-Canada ties. Hopefully, the High Commissioners will be restored by both countries in the coming few days. If you remember, last year in October, both countries expelled High Commissioners when the tensions between India and Canada escalated. And why did the tensions rise? Because of Trudeau's baseless allegations. Justin Trudeau made absurd claims regarding the involvement of Indian government agents in eliminating the Khalistani separatist Hardeep Singh Nijjar on Canadian soil in 2023. These politically motivated and ridiculous claims strained the India-Canada ties. What followed was withdrawal of diplomats by both countries. Visa services were affected. Even trade was impacted. The trade potential could not be achieved due to the strained ties. Apart from such international blunders, Canadians were unhappy with Trudeau's domestic policies as well. They were suffering from high inflation, housing crisis, high unemployment. Then Trump's victory in the neighborhood was another setback for Trudeau. Trump made provocative statements, calling Canada the 51st state of the United States and addressing Trudeau as governor of that state. Trump also imposed tariffs on Canada. So all these things led to increased unpopularity of Justin Trudeau. There was huge pressure on Trudeau, and he had to step down as the Liberal Party leader. Mark Carney took advantage of this opportunity. National pride was a hot election issue. Trump's policies sparked anger among the Canadians. They were boycotting US products. Mark Carney leveraged this nationalist sentiment. He managed to successfully present himself as a leader who would not bow down to Trump. Canada imposed retaliatory tariffs on the US. Mark Carney's nationalist stance resonated with the public. The elections were scheduled in October in Canada. Mark Carney called early elections. Elections were held in April, and Mark Carney got advantage. Carney won the elections and became the PM of Canada. People put their trust on Carney, who is an economist, to sail Canada through the economic hardship and global uncertainties. Now, in order to achieve this, Mark Carney is looking at trade diversification amid trade war with the US. Carney wants to reduce Canada's dependence on the US. That is why he is looking to mend ties with India. After Trudeau's exit and humiliating defeat of Khalistani leader Jagmeet Singh, now we might see some mature policies in Canada. Jagmeet Singh is known for his anti-India stance and supporting Khalistanis. Justin Trudeau was dependent on Jagmeet Singh's party, National Democratic Party, for his political survival. That explains Justin Trudeau's soft stance towards Khalistani separatism. Trudeau ignored anti-India activities as he did not want to anger Khalistani supporter Jagmeet Singh, so he chose to ignore India's concerns. Members of Indian diaspora in Canada and other sane voters did not like these extremist views of Jagmeet Singh. This resulted in Jagmeet Singh's defeat in the election. His party was reduced to 7 seats from 25 seats. Quite a humiliating defeat. Jagmeet Singh is a big obstacle in healthy India-Canada ties. Now his defeat and Trudeau's exit have prepared a ground for rebuilding of ties between India and Canada. There is a new leadership in Canada now, which has to deal with economic pressures in the country and navigate through global uncertainties, for which increasing cooperation with countries will be extremely helpful. At a time when India's influence is rising globally and India has a huge and dynamic market, Canada stands to gain a lot by improving ties with India. All it needs to do a mature handling of the relations, a professional and respectful approach towards India. Both countries stand to gain from this. Improved ties will benefit both countries. India can prove to be quite a useful partner to Canada, especially when it comes to Canada's new Indo-Pacific strategy launched in 2022. Under its Indo-Pacific strategy, Canada is aiming to increase its engagement with the Indo-Pacific countries. Pacific nation Canada intends to increase its diplomatic, security and economic ties in the region. Today, the Indo-Pacific region is critical for global growth and stability. Looking at the strategic importance of Indo-Pacific region, Canada wants to promote peace, resilience and security in the region, expand its trade and investment in the region, and wants to achieve supply chain resilience. Canada is negotiating trade agreements with the ASEAN countries. It is looking to strengthen people-to-people ties in the region. At such a time, India can prove to be a trusted partner for Canada. By increasing diplomatic engagement with India, aligning strategically in Indo-Pacific security with India, Canada can ensure mutual benefits for both countries. Annually, a lot of Indian students go to Canada to study. They contribute to Canada's economy. So there is a lot of scope to enhance education and people-to-people ties between India and Canada. India at this time is heavily dependent on China for critical minerals. Canada possesses vast mineral wealth and natural resources. So good relations with Canada will be beneficial for India as well. India can tap in Canada's vast resource wealth. So both countries have this great opportunity to reset their ties. Canada is going to host the G7 summit next month. India is not a member of the G7. Yet since 2019, the host countries have been inviting India to attend the summits. France started this in 2019 and then it became a practice. Now Canada will be hosting the G7 summit next month. Here Canada has the opportunity to continue the practice of inviting India, hold formal meetings with India, and initiate the thawing of relations. So Canada, a nation that is facing domestic challenges presently, dealing with economic uncertainties, has this great opportunity to utilize the big platform of G7 to reset ties with India.